Well, how y'all doing out there in Hobo Land? It's the Casino Hobo, coming to you live from good old Tunica, Mississippi. Tunica. But I went to court last week, and I went in there thinking that I was going to probably be able to beat the whole thing, and that meant the money too. But I just didn't anticipate the fact that that little town is probably, you know, solely surviving on just bogus bullshit like this ticket. I made the mistake when the judge asked me, you know, was I going? What was my speed? And I said 62 and a 55. So that automatically was an admission of guilt. But the cop had said I was going 78 and a 55, which was just complete bullshit. That's one of the things I hate about cops is they fabricate, they make up shit, and they stick together with that type of shit too. But anyway, this judge was handing out fines left and right to everybody in there. I mean, 1,000 to this guy, 1,000 to that guy, 900 payment plans, installment plans, and locking them up if they didn't pay or they didn't make an attempt to pay. And but I got away with no points. Of course, they always do that, that to me was very important anyway. And they reduced my fine from 200 to 175. They weren't cut me much slack because that's how the judge makes his living. You know, probably gives himself some handsome raises with my bullshit ticket. But anyway, that thing cost me a ton. The whole deal. I had to go to Arkansas. That was my third time of being in that court too. But the other two times I was already there. One time it was an ice storm and the court was closed. It's one of them one-horse towns that got the court one day a week. I mean, one day a month. So if you're not there, you're really fucked. But anyway, that's done and over with. I want to pay the 175. I got to the 15th of September to send it in. But you can say what you want about bigger government. I certainly trust them a hell of a lot more than I trust these little local joints, man. They could do what they want. You talk about major corruption, it's in those little areas. I can tell you that right now. But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about this Donald Trump. The things that I think is a combination of his popularity is the number one thing is the guy doesn't backtrack. You know, he just he says shit, and the more outrageous he gets, the more popular he seems to become. But I'll tell you something, that one of the main reasons is the fact that he just does not color code anything. And people have a certain amount of respect for that. And, that politically incorrect shit is, working in his favor. And I'm the type of person that believes that, too. I'm far from politically correct myself. And I really don't care. And I think that's an attractive quality to a lot of people. And then the border thing. There's a sizable part of the population that are really hardliners for that border. And I believe that they need to do something major with it as well, because not only the fact about the criminals, I mean, the people coming across the border, but we have just an enormous amount of criminals. We probably have more criminals than the next 10 countries combined. I mean, we breed our own criminals. We don't need any coming from anywhere else. Not to say that everybody that comes across that border is a criminal. Not by a long shot. I'm not saying that at all. But, there's a lot of desperate, hard-working people that want freedom and make a better life for themselves and their family, which I can totally understand that. If I was a desperado, I'd be doing the same thing. There's no question about it. But there's a sizable chunk of people that come across that border that are criminals. And that's really bothering a lot of people in this country, and I can understand why. They want to harp on that one murder, which is a terrible thing, but we have lots of murders in this country that happen every day by homegrown criminals that we have in this country. If we could just send our criminals over to Mexico, we'd really, really be doing good. We could just ship the 2 or 3 million that we have already in this country, that we could ship them over there to Mexico. Tell them we'll even pay a part of their fee, store them over there. Mexico, I'm sure, doesn't spends a fraction of what we spend on criminals over here. They probably spend a fraction of that on a criminal over there. And spending $40,000-$50,000 per criminal. You got to be kidding me. Put them son of a bitches in a mud hut or something over there and wrap a fence around them. I don't know what they do, but I'm sure it costs a hell of a lot less than the ones that we spend on criminals over here. That's for goddamn sure. And this Ferguson thing, I mean, the thing that would cure this is a curfew. I mean, after dark, you just can't protest. That's all. I mean, because when you turn the lights on and roaches scatter all over, I'm not comparing the blacks to roaches. I'm just saying that that's the way. You got a certain element that comes out at night, and these are people that stay up to 4, 5, 6, or 7 o'clock in the morning, like I do, and they sleep till 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon because they don't have jobs. They're hobos and bums like me, a lot of them. And you got they all scatter around at night, and they feel like they come out because they got the cover of darkness. Well, you got to put a curfew out there. You got to give them 8 o'clock to 8 o'clock checkout. That's it. After 8 o'clock, you got to disperse and go home. That's the bottom line. You want to protest, you got all the 12, 13 hours of daylight to do it. 6 o'clock in the morning, matter of fact, about 14 and a half hours of daylight. 6 in the morning till about 8, 8:30 at night. If you want to get out there and do your thing, that's what they need to do. That's your hours you can do it. And I think that's more than reasonable because it brings out the criminal element big time, just like the nighttime does anyway. So that's how I would curb that, and that's the way it is, and that's what Baltimore did. And they even put a 10 o'clock curfew, which gave them 2 hours of 2 hours of darkness to be running around out there. I would have made it where you got till the sun goes down, and that's it. And that would be the end of that shit. I can tell you that right now. Because there's no excuse for people like that. There's a lot of those people that are just criminals, and they're just looking for anything to rob somebody or kill somebody or hurt somebody. Just there's no, they're just out there. They're disgusting. But anyway, that's about all. Hobo wanted to touch base on those 3 things. Holy shit. I'll see you all later.